Morning, crew. A little bit of technical difficulties this morning. Welcome along. Good to see you. There we go. We're on. How was your Easter? Hope you had a good long-ish weekend or whatever that was for you. Good to see everyone here this morning, jumping on early. Hey, Melinda. We've got James. We've got Kylie. Kevin, haven't seen you for a while, mate. Hope you're well. Alexis. Allison. Plenty of people in too much chocolate for sure. For sure, Jeff. There's Luke, Tim, a few of the regulars. Good morning. There we go. Wow, there you go. Hey, listen. While things are warming up, running a little late today, I'll quickly do the little intros. Jason Witten's my name if you didn't already know. Most of you know that. There it is at the bottom of the screen. Been doing this for quite a while. Been property investing for a little bit myself along the way. Learnt a couple things. And each morning we get together for a bit of a chat. We call it a wealth coffee chat. And try and make sense of what's going on out there in the world of property investing. David, how are you, mate? So welcome along. Let us know if you're new. Let us know what's going on for you. If you found us, you might be new to our mentoring program, our coaching and mentoring. You might be finding us along, whatever it is. So there you go. Hey, listen, does anybody know what's going on? Let me test the waters here. And in the chat, let me know. Do you know what's happening out there in the world of build to rent? Anyone know what's going on with build to rent? Anyone heard of the conversation, the concept of build to rent? We've got a bit of a conundrum issue, major issue as far as I'm concerned, on the horizon. And I think the politicians are going to stuff it up again, royally mess it up. They're trying to solve something that they caused, and they're doing it at our expense. So what do you know? What do you know? Does anybody know what's going on out there in the world of build to rent? Well, let's set the scene, or let's lay the scene for this conversation today, which is, folks, we have a disaster going on. Housing crisis, big time. We have a disaster going on, and it's a housing crisis. Check this out. Check what's going on out there in the marketplace. We have, why is that now? Weirdly, let me check this. Hang on. I need to go and have a look at our settings, the video, mirror camera. No. That's bizarre, isn't it? Why is that? Hang on. Maybe this is video settings. There we go. There we go. I got it around the right way. Anyway, now it's around the right way. We can have a bit of a look at what's going on. Listen, we've got things like Mitsubishi, which makes cars. Yeah, makes cars. Mitsubishi making cars, trying to get into the housing market. Why? Well, we have unfortunately, very, very sadly, a plethora up to I think it's 27 of our major builders in this country, house builders going broke. And I believe firmly 100% the government was significantly to blame for this construction issue, this construction destruction issue, with their frivolous stupidity of throwing money around like drunken sailors during the pandemic. Now, this is the challenge. The government chucked around so much money that over 100 and I think it was 110,000 houses were sold to be built, and we've never built 110,000 houses in Australia's history. Freestanding houses, by the way, and I'm sure there was many other things with apartments and so on. Anyway, it's imploded the building industry. Inflation has caused some issues as well. Many builders going broke. We've got an issue. So the government, in their wisdom, have said, you know what we should do? We should get the build to rent going, and we should make it so we could have large institutions building buildings, multiple buildings, and we need some rentals in Australia's marketplace. So anytime the government gets involved in these things, they cause problems and issues. They always have, and they always will, because they don't know what they're doing. But let's see what's going on, because we need to navigate this as investors. This is for the next 5 years. I meant to put the stats at the bottom, but look at this. Like Melbourne, massively targeted, and Sydney, massively targeted for build to rent by a few Australian companies, couple Australian companies. But if you have a look at the other, this is my issue. This is my big issue. Who are the other? Who is the 65% of our build to rent going to be built by? Tell me this, ladies and gents. Does anyone know our 65% of build to rent on the radar right now going to be built by foreign corporations, companies from overseas? And there's not necessarily anything wrong with that per se. If we need to construct some things, how is it going to be built is another thing, Tim. Exactly. And these buildings are going to be subsidized. They're going to be subsidized. The cost of them is going to be subsidized by the government, right? This is the thing, with this stuff. What is going to happen is these buildings are going to be subsidized. They're going to be they're going to have access to cheaper interest rates than any other developer will have. There is interest rate, a fund available for these developers to borrow against. And they're going to have insanely favorable tax for them. All right. So what happened over time? Let's go to our little thing here. Over time, as property investors, one of the things that we've got to be careful of is when we build our portfolio. Could be, Luke, when we build our portfolio, what tax are we, if we built our portfolio, let's say in one state, what's a tax that we get exposed to, folks, as property investors? Tell me, what tax do we get comes on our radar as we build our portfolio that pops up from time to time? And we need to navigate this as property investors. A few states were having a bit of a go, along the way, a moment ago. Go. I'll just find something here. Land tax. Yep. Land tax. Exactly. Team, this is it, right? Tim's on it. Tim's got it. Land tax. So here's what's happening. Here's what a bunch of the state governments are doing. What they're saying is, all right, well, we need to get more housing. We don't want you and me as individuals. We don't want us to have any financial capacity, um, create some future wealth and take care of ourselves, plus, add some rentals to the property market. No, no, no. Let's penalize individual investors. Matter of fact, let's put their land tax values up. Let's have a crack like Queensland government did. Oh, let's bundle all their properties together and gouge them for more tax. No, you know what we'll do? We're going to give a 50% land tax cut to foreign investors, right, for build-to-rent projects. Check this out. Check this out. So let's go and have a look at what this means. A 50% deduction discount on land tax payable for up to 20 years. So 50% off. That'd be nice for me and you, wouldn't it? An exemption of 2% foreign investor land tax. Okay, that's fine. I think that was stupid to begin with, that they gouged everyone for, building things. Now, if the government wouldn't have done this stupid foreign investor land tax bullshit to begin with, we wouldn't be in this situation. They poleaxed the construction industry back in 2016 and 17 when they brought in the APRA investigation, when they said, oh, listen, we don't want any money from overseas building our buildings. Damn idiots. Like, they started this rubbish to begin with, and now they're back there. Oh, it fires me up, this stuff, I tell you. And a full exemption from additional foreign acquire duty for the transfer of build to rent. Check that out. Right, here's the land tax. So in New South Wales and Victoria, 50% deduction. Queensland, 50%. Time frame, okay, up to 30 years in Victoria. New South Wales, Queensland. So they're gonna build some things. They're going to own them. They're going to gouge the rental market, and then they're going to flog them later on. All right. This is the thing. Right. And go and check this stuff out. Here's some other bits and pieces here. Blah, blah, blah. So you have to build it. You can't subdivide it. There's a few restrictions there, of course. There's going to be some concessions. I was trying to find them a moment ago. Let's have a quick look at this. There was, I should have found it before. Should have got myself organised. So there's a proposal already for the government to give 4%. This drives me insane, right? Give 4% loans to these corporations to build these buildings, then give them 50% land tax. Now, why wouldn't they do that to us as property investors? Why wouldn't the Australian population who are keen to build their wealth and, help out the rental situation, why wouldn't you say, all right, here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to offer some generous tax concessions, and we're going to offer generous lending concessions to those people who are investing in the Australian property market. And that includes me and you, because we're providing, accommodation to the rental pool. All right. Drives me insane, this stuff. It is outrageous. Gives me the shits. So there you go. What are they proposing to replace this with? Well, cheeky buggers. A lot of these governments are looking to replace it with some sort of, let's try and get rid of stamp duty, and let's try and have long-term taxes for people who are buying properties, right? So here's some proposals, and this is what's happening in New South Wales right now. There's a bit of stamp duty concession for first home buyers. I don't know if anyone remembers this. Politicians, lying bastards. They said, oh, if we bring in GST, we'll get rid of stamp duty. Anyone remember that? Anyone remember that? No, everyone forgot that, right? They brought in GST, and then they kept the stamp duty. Well, the states kept the stamp duty. It's insane. So for me, for you, we have to manage this stuff ourselves. These crazy cats are out there. They're gouging for whatever they can at the moment, right? And this land tax stuff, and stamp duty stuff is going to continue to hang around. I'll scroll that around. We need to understand what it's going to do. That was the units, and this one's the houses. All right. And I might drill into that tomorrow, actually. It might get a little bit more data for everyone on these ones. But what's going on? What's happening? The land tax issue, is that going to cause us drama, grief, or issues? Right? And we have to be aware of those areas, those properties, those things that are going to be built and purchased. I don't think it's going to cause us issues as investors, you and me, when we're talking about flight to quality. We're talking about great locations and buildings. But what will happen is some areas are going to have some rental compression if these properties get enough momentum in certain areas. So it'd be interesting to understand and see as a property investor what this looks like. I'm going to do some more research and get some more details for us all on this stuff because we need to know what's going on. As always, as a property investor, you need to understand what's happening. You need to be able to navigate these things and make sure we don't get caught and surprised. But also, we don't overcook. We don't over-dramatize what's going to happen. Will this affect us? I think so. Will it affect us in a negative way? I don't think so for most people. However, yeah, that's right, Luke. They'll probably be built in the postcodes where we wouldn't want to invest anyway. Those high-rise, those high-rise locations in those 000s in and around the cities and so on, for cheaper rent. There you go. Anyway. Bit of a rant, really, today, which just, you're kidding me. Look at these turkeys go. Anyway, there you go. I'm done. That's it. Wealth Coffee Chat over and out for Tuesday, the 11th of April. Join me tomorrow, folks, for another one. Yeah, it could be. It could be, Adrian. And, this is yet to see. Unfortunately, what happens is this: when, the government give large institutions that are driven by profits only, driven by profits only, all of these opportunities to create these buildings, they'll skimp on the management, they'll skimp on the cost, they'll skimp on all sorts of things because the whole building will be just about making a dollar, right? Making a dollar for that corporation, not for the people who live there. And the great part about all other buildings, 99% of other buildings and other suburbs, there's a mix. There's always a mix of owner-occupiers and renters. And that is really important for building value and area values and stuff like that. So, yes, I think it will lead to some devaluation in some areas for some reasons. And I'll be interested to do a little bit more research on that myself, Adrian. Anyway, folks, there you go. Done and dusted. Wealth Coffee Chat over and out. You guys be awesome. Be well. Join me tomorrow for another catch up. Another one as we always do, or we try to anyway, every weekday for 10 past 8. Let's do it. Remember, this thing's a marathon, not a sprint. It takes time to build some wealth. You need to know what's going on out there. Buy well, do not sell. That's my call. And get a hobby. Leave your properties alone. Let them grow. Let them do their thing. All right, folks. That's it. I'm done. I'm just rabbiting on. See you guys. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.